Hey everyone, welcome back to Moving the Needle, the show where we help med spas get their marketing and operations right. My name is Chris Fink. I'm the founder of the Med Spa Agency and author of the Page Magnet and host of your show today. Today we're going to break down one of the most misunderstood topics in the med spa world, which is low ticket offers, pricing, demand, and what actually grows high ticket growth. You've probably heard some of the same advice for years. Run cheap facials, get on Groupon, push low ticket Botox promos, get people in the door at any cost. Now, some of that advice has value, but a lot of it is incomplete, and in some cases, it's hurting more than it's helping. And today, I want to take a look at some of the real economics behind patient acquisition and talk about why low ticket offers help a few practices grow and cause others to stall or burn out. More importantly, I'm going to show you what actually can create high ticket demand in 2025, 2026, and beyond. So when it comes to like the real laws of demand for med spas, let's start with some things that everyone agrees on. Lower prices do increase demand. Most people will schedule a $99 facial over a $3,000 skin tightening package. Here's the part that not many people actually talk about, though. Demand only helps if the patient is likely to come back, if they're likely to buy again, or ascend into higher value services. So the classic law of demand is only half the picture. The full picture includes really three elements. The first being price elasticity, and that is how sensitive your audience is to price changes. And then acquisition cost elasticity, which is how your cost per lead or cost for patient acquisition shifts at the different offer levels. And then there's retention elasticity, which is how price affects the likelihood of a patient returning or moving into higher treatments. So these forces can determine whether a low ticket offer is a smart growth lever or a slow path towards burnout and thin margins. The data is pretty clear across most markets. The more price sensitive the offer, the more price sensitive the patient. So, and as price sensitive patients, they rarely ascend into higher value care. So the real question then becomes, should I run a cheap offer? Actually, no, that's not the real question. The real question is, what type of patient do I want to attract at scale? And when we think about like low ticket strategies, they can work, but there's some reasons that they fail. The low ticket offers can work, but only inside the right ecosystem. Most fail for three predictable reasons. The first one is that there's no clear ascension path. So if a patient comes in at $25 and there's no membership funnel, there's no education sequence, there's no consult script, there's no follow-up plan, no provider recommendations or frameworks. They come in at $25, they leave at $25. So low ticket without a retention pathway can kind of turn into a cash bonfire. And another thing that happens, and this is really internal logistics, provider misalignment. Discount-driven strategies can collapse when your providers are not trained on conversion. They're not compensated for upsells. They tend to grow resentful of back-to-back low-value appointments. And that causes you to lose bandwidth for loyal patients or high-value patients. So a misaligned provider can kill marketing ROI faster than any ad platform, including Instagram or Google Ads or any of them. So, and then the third is just being at the wrong stage of business. Low ticket volume works when you have open schedule, open appointment inventory. You need reps. You need opportunities to just continue to get the reps in and work with the staff. You have a junior provider maybe who needs to build a book of business, or you just have the operational bandwidth to handle churn. If you're already 60 to 80% booked, low ticket offers can damage your calendar health as opposed to growing revenue. So let's think about maybe some of the real reasons that high ticket packages can sell. And, some of the facts are just the truth that a lot of people miss when they're thinking about this. High ticket sales almost never, well, they rarely happen at the first appointment. So they come from trust, education, clarity, and building a relationship with your practice. And across markets, we see the same pattern. Patients who buy $2,000 to $5,000 packages, they've typically had at least one prior experience with the practice. So they needed to be in there, engage, meet people in order to feel confident. They needed to understand the plan. They needed a provider who could guide them. And that's why your brand, your consult experience, and your follow up matter far more than that intro offer. High ticket growth is built through a structured consult, provider led recommendations, visual diagnostics, clear pricing, consistent follow up, a long term pathway. Discounts don't create high ticket buyers, experiences do. So let's talk a little bit about the patient magnet framework. This is also in the book that I have out. And it's the system that we use inside the MedSpa agency. And so the first step in the patient magnet is to attract, right? So you want to use offers that match your stage of business. Injectables for volume, laser education offers, memberships for long-term value and MRR. Geo and SEO for high intent, and for organic, Google Ads, etc. So all the attraction elements to get that patient in the door, and then the convert. So every new patient goes through a consistent consult process, a consistent flow, and a personalized treatment plan and a visual roadmap. That's really helpful. And then that's when you go into the retain part, right? You convert them first, and you get that after that consult. You turn them into a patient. You give them an outstanding experience, and then you retain through email, SMS follow-ups, check-ins, 30, 60, 90-day check-ins, provider education, follow-up sequences, seasonal campaigns, database reactivation, and reviews. And that's when you turn them into an advocate promoting your business for you and a loyal customer. Typically, you don't need a $25 facial to scale your entire system when the system is geared towards building lifetime value. Those low ticket offers incentivize short term things, but they're not always the lifetime value. So there is a time to use a low ticket offer. I'm not saying that they're all bad, but here's like some practical rules. Low ticket offers work when you have open schedule capacity, a trained provider, a conversion plan that's mapped out, and a membership or a higher value treatment to ascend into. Low ticket offers don't work when your schedule is full, right? 60% is a good rule of thumb. If your consult process is weak, or it's not structured and it's kind of like, oh, we wing it every time, it's probably not the best fit. If your provider isn't aligned and understanding the goal of what you're trying to accomplish with these low ticket offers, right? If you have the conversation with the provider, I want to get these people in, it's going to be a promo offer. We're going to then put them through this consult process. We're going to then ascend them into this, and that's when they're going to turn into a higher value patient. So your provider can see the roadmap as well. And you don't want to expect a stranger to buy a high ticket value on day one, right? As we mentioned earlier, high ticket patients typically have to be there at least once before they're going to spend $2,000. So getting that first experience, that's a great strategy for this. So most med spas don't lose money because of the discounts necessarily. They lose money because there was no system behind the discount, no plan to ascend and convert them. So if you want to understand better which pricing strategy fits your practice best, let's have a call and let's walk through it together. I'm happy to jump on that. We'll look at your demand curve, your retention numbers, your consult flow, your schedule capacity, your provider alignment, and your local market dynamics. And then I can give you a complete patient magnet blueprint tailored to your med spa. If this episode helped you see your practice a little differently and your offers a little differently, stick around with us. Hit like, follow, subscribe, and share this with maybe another med spa owner who would benefit from this conversation. We're building a community of practices that want to grow the right way. And if you want to know exactly which offer strategy fits your practice, you can schedule your patient magnet session. There'll be a link below in the show notes. So look forward to talking to you. Until then, this has been Moving the Needle. Keep moving it.